Okay, hi you guys. I am going to attempt to answer the questions that you asked me on the last video that I put up, opening the comment section and asking for any questions you had so I could answer those for you. I really appreciated all of your comments, and a lot of you were so sweet and would ask a question and be like, I'm sorry if that's too personal. That was so sweet of you to consider that. And yeah, most of them were perfect questions. They were great, and I'll be able to answer them. Maybe only a couple were too personal, but really I really appreciated your respect on that. So I'm going to go ahead and start at the very beginning of the comments that I started to get, and I'm going to try and answer as many as I can. I'll probably have to do multiple videos, seeing that there are so many questions, so this is just the first. So here we go. I've got my camera set up this way because I can then look at my screen and actually scroll through the questions and answer them a little bit better. So I'll do a little bit of tapping and this and that on my keyboard for you as I talk a little bit. Before I even start all the questions, from the beginning, I wanted to answer the question that was asked most, especially in the beginning when I first put the video up. When I first put it up, I had so many people ask why I normally disabled the comments, and as I saw all those comments, I went ahead and put a link to the past video I did where I did explain that, but I realized there's so many new subscribers that I should have re-explained that, and I apologize that I didn't, so you all had to ask that question. So although there is a video just answering it, there's more detail to the answer than I gave you in that first video. I didn't realize that you guys would be so adamant about asking that question, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a more detailed response right now, so that you can understand. And I do appreciate that question. Excuse me. So the reason that I disable comments is I have a really strong conviction or desire to keep my channel like a clean, pure place on the internet, because it's not always the cleanest place, as we all know. It's a place where people can say anything they want behind a screen, and so things can be very inappropriate, even disgusting, I'll be honest, rude, hateful, things like that. And so we all know that, and I have decided that I want my channel to be a place where that is not the case. When people I know a lot of people that have said they watch my channel with their children, and I want it to be a place like that. Now that said, the reason that I don't allow comments is because of this. On YouTube, the way that it works is you have some options. If you enable your comment section, you can do that by allowing people to write whatever they want, and you don't have a say in allowing that comment to show or not. That's just open the comment section, that's it. But there's also an option where you can open the comment section, but then you have to approve the comments before they go up and before they are seen by everyone. So when I make a video, because I do want your feedback, I hope you know that, I do want it, and that's why I open the comments. I'm going to do that, like I said, about every 6 months, because I want to ask some questions and hear just your feedback, even without my questions, to know, things that I may not be noticing and such, that I would love to hear from you, like, hey, this is not working well, I'd prefer this, or those kinds of things. You may not have noticed, but A, B, C, or D. So I do love your feedback and appreciate it so much, but here's the situation. Because I want my channel to be a place where everybody can watch it, children included, and honestly, I don't want it to be an inappropriate place for adults. They have enough of that to deal with. I don't want it in my life, and I don't want it in your life either. And so it's my way of creating a safe space. Now the way that it works is, if I were to allow comments all the time on every video I put up, I would have to then read each one and allow it to show up, because if I just let anybody and everybody write whatever they want, that's when you get just drama. But I mean, it's mixed in with the great. There's so much wonderful comments and this and that, but then you also get all the kind of gross things, and so I want to be able to approve comments to protect everyone from that, right? Now here's the problem, is that I do not have the ability or time to approve all the comments. You'd be surprised at how long that actually takes. Now the time is really secondary. I did not explain this part in my last video, but I will now so that you understand. So in my previous job that I had, I did a lot of typing, and it was really my choice to do it quickly. I like to get things done, and I like to do things fast. So I was typing away all day, and I ended up with an injury. It's called your ulnar nerve, ULNAR, ulnar. I'm not sure if I'm spelling that correctly, but it's your ulnar nerve, and it goes all the way along behind your elbow and down into your pinky finger here, along here. And so I developed like a stinging sensation. It's painful and it makes you unable to type really for too long along my finger here. It's on both sides, and it goes up and into my neck. So unfortunately I have a situation where I like typing and the mouse, that really triggers that pain for me, and the more I do it, the more painful it becomes, and the longer the injury is sustained for. So I actually have something, this was actually 6 years ago, so when this started, and it was really painful in the beginning, and I had to wear braces when I typed to protect, just to kind of help a bit. But I had to end that job because of the pain. Actually, I just could not type anymore, and what I ended up having to do, so I ended up stopping that job due to how much typing I had to do, and for some other reasons too, but that was like, I couldn't do that. So what I do now is, when I need to send emails for my current job, I will put on like a headset in, and what I do is I actually can speak into the headset and it will write what I'm saying. Now the caveat to that is that it does not always write correctly, and so you do have to go back and change things and capitalize and put the periods in if they don't do it at the right place. It just, it hears what it wants to hear, that from like texting and stuff. So that's what I do currently, and I'm limited to about 10 minutes of typing at one time, or fixing an email at one time. And then I have to go and do something else and come back to an email, or do another email later in the day. I have learned to spread out my emails. I don't have to type all day for my job currently, so that's great. But when I do, I have to do some in the morning, and then wait and do something else for work, and then come back and do another one, etc., etc. And so I have a really limited amount of time that I can be typing, writing to you guys, that sort of thing. So that said, when I go to look at your comments, I can't use my headset to scroll, like this kind of movement that I'm doing, this kind of thing. It triggers it, it's and then trying to go through and click on certain, I want to open this one, I want to push reply here, I want to write a note, I want to push like, all of that. I can only do it, like I said, for about 10 minutes before it will start stinging. And if it gets to the place where it's stinging, that will last me for a few days, and I have to like lay off completely until that goes away, and then go back to my 10-minute portions. So it's a pretty, I have to care about that. I don't want to injure myself further. So I hope you can understand that. You'd be surprised how many comments come on the YouTube videos that people put out, and I don't have the time or the ability physically to actually go through and allow each comment. So I hope you can see that dilemma there. I feel really strongly about keeping my channel as a safe place. That's something I'm not going to change. I feel really strongly about that, and that is why I can't allow comments in every single one, because I would have to then spend, honestly, it's maybe an hour, sometimes longer, like a day, just looking at the comments and allowing them. I still have not even finished allowing the comments for the past video I did, and it's so funny because you get through, you're like, oh good, I allowed 50 comments. I went through and I did my typing or like scrolling and pushing and this and that you have to do, and I think I got through so many, and then I look and there's new ones that have come, and so like I still literally have 160 I have to allow still. So I'm so sorry if your comment's not showing up yet. That's why I have to do that like in portions, because you'd just be surprised at how much this kind of movement and moving here and clicking approve and then scrolling and moving and clicking, it just really irritates this. In fact, when I started making ASMR videos, I was concerned that tapping, I didn't know if that would cause that pain, and thank God it does not. When I made my first video, I took note, okay, that doesn't harm it. So I'm really glad I can actually do this. Movement doesn't affect it. It's usually, I think it's the pressure that I'm putting. Anywho, that took a long time to explain, but I think it was important because of how many people asked me about it. There are other reasons, such as like I said, like the time that I have. I really don't have the time to do it, and etc. I think I answered some of those other reasons in that past video, but I felt like that one you would really understand. Like, I have an injury, I can't do it, and I feel strongly about the comments section. So I hope you can understand that. I apologize if that limits you and your ability to communicate with me. I do want your feedback. It's not like I don't. There are other places like that you can go and write something here, there to me if you know about those on YouTube. The other option is, like, if you have something you really want to request or something like that, or whatever your desire may be, you can always go back to the previous video that I allowed comments on and write it there. I apologize that that's like a bigger step to take, to go and like look for that video and then go ahead and do that, but I'm just trying to think of some options for you so that you don't feel like you can't say what you are hoping to say. Yeah, so I mean, that's it. Thank you so much for understanding. I think most of you do. A lot of you, in fact, I had so many people say that they love that there's no comments on my channel, because they found that it's actually more relaxing for them to not worry about all of that. Some people said when they go to a channel, their instinct is to push play and then start reading the comments, and then they're super distracted and they're not relaxed. So they love that there are no comments. It like just creates a space where you don't have to worry about people saying this, that, or the other thing, and it affecting the way you watch it or whatever. So it's funny, but I actually had a lot of people say that they really appreciated not having comments. So I know that some of you like it, some of you don't. That's just how the world works. Everyone has different opinions, and that's totally fine. Yeah, there it is. Now, after all that, I will start answering some of these questions on here. Thank you for your patience in listening to that. I know that a lot of you wanted that question answered, so here we go. The second question I actually got was, what got you into ASMR? I'm going to actually put a link, because I did a video on that, so I'm going to put a link to that video in the description box so you can go and watch that, because that would take a lengthy time to answer as well. So for those people that asked that, you can find the link to that in the description box. Let me see here. So someone asked me, what's the easiest way for me to be triggered with ASMR? For me, it's often a combination of tapping and whispering. A lot of you asked who my favorite ASMR artists are. I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. Lola Lola's ASMR. L-O-A, let's see, I think it's Lola's with an S on the end. I'm not entirely sure, so you can look up Lola or Lola's ASMR. Now, she did like more aggressive fast tapping, which I like a lot, and she'd talk while she did it, and she has a beautiful accent, and she's one of my favorites. Another one is OX Melissa XO. She does not make videos any longer, but she still has her channel up, and she does fast tapping. She's great. I must note that Lola ASMR, she stopped actually making videos a while ago, and then she actually took her channel down for a while, and now most recently started re-uploading those videos she had prior to shutting the channel down, so you can hear her message on that and all that, but she's one of my favorites. I of course love Gentle Whispering. She's so sweet, and just like, I don't know her, but of course, but I just think she's very sweet. She comes across as quite sweet, and I love her channel. I love Whispers Red, so those are some of the big ones that I like. One of the smaller channels that I like is called Love Today ASMR. She's awesome. Her voice is like wonderful to listen to. She has like a lot of mouth sounds, but just naturally as she speaks, and I love it. And she talks while she does something else, so that's kind of what I love. I found her because she had been subscribed to my channel, and I looked up her channel from there, and now I watch her videos like almost every night. There's so many. I have so many favorite ASMR channels. Those are some of them. But yeah, I love hair play. But I love when someone's talking while it's going on. Like, I like a lot of sounds, and so if it's just like a simple brushing over and over, I'll get bored, and it won't really be triggering for me at all. But yeah, I get triggered by like, it's kind of like scratching sounds and lots of sounds going on with someone talking at the same time often. So let's see what other questions you've asked. What colour is your hair? That is a tricky question. So when I first started my channel, I had really long brown hair, my natural colour brown hair. A little bit after that, I actually bleached my hair and dyed it pink. It was like a light pink. In the beginning it was actually quite bright. That wasn't what I wanted it to be, but it kind of became what I wanted it to be as it lost a little bit of its brightness. I wanted it to be more like a cotton candy kind of colour. So that was the colour of my hair, and that was short. I cut it short and then I made it pink. I tried to show you sometimes because it wasn't ever long enough to like show up in the videos, so I'd try and like lean over and show it. Currently, like, all the pink is washed out, and so like the bottom is blonde, and then there's like a layer in between that's like the bottom's like bleach blonde, and then like the middle is like a golden blonde, and then the top is my color, which is like I consider it a dark brown. Some people might say it's a like light brown, I guess, maybe. So that's what my hair color is currently. You never know, I might change that. It's fun. Actually had a lot of people ask me if I was a dance teacher, like specifically a dance teacher. And indeed, I actually taught dance for many years. I'm not currently teaching. I am dancing, but I'm not actually teaching any longer. I did that for about 4 or 5 years. I guess that my video with my dance bag triggered like a lot of those questions. I don't know if anything else made you ask that, but I'm assuming it's because of my video where I showed what was in my dance bag. Ironically, that wasn't even my real dance bag. It was just like I wanted to create a video for you, so I like made a dance bag. But I do dance, and I have all sorts of things that I'll put in different bags each day to go dance. But I actually created one bag with everything in it that kind of so. Typically when I do videos, like, they're not all personal favorites of mine. That one just happened to be what I actually do. But like, for example, I'll do like Star Wars videos and like like sometimes like a sport or something like that, that my videos don't necessarily always mean that I enjoy that thing, but I'm kind of hoping you might. Like, I'm kind of trying to do things that will fit all of your different interests, even if they're not mine. So it's funny because that happened to be mine, and so it was cute that a lot of you asked about that. If I was a dancer, I am a dancer. I've danced since I was younger. I'm really passionate about it. I love expressing myself through dance and storytelling through dance. I do all different styles of dance, and yeah, I love it so much. You've no idea. It's like a huge part of my life. So yeah, that's something about me. Let's see here. What's my favorite food? Okay, I love Mexican food. I love Italian food. I love Middle Eastern food. Oh geez, I love Indian food. I think I love a lot of foods, lot of ethnic foods. I love Thai food. Okay, what's that nail polish you used? Oh, I don't know. I'd have to go and look. I did have a lot of people ask me what about my nail polishes. So I actually already, since I got these comments, I went and I made a video with all of my nail polishes. I showed you the name, and I told you a little bit, like as much as I could, about like a video you could watch that would show you the colour on my nails. So that will come out in a little bit. Do you like cats or dogs better? Oh, dogs, for sure. I don't even like, yeah, for sure dogs. I think that's just because I had a dog growing up and I did not have cats. But yeah, generally I like dogs' demeanors a lot. I like their playfulness and their loyalty and that kind of thing. You know, they're cute. I just never had cats. I don't quite know what to do with them. Sorry for all the cat lovers out there. I did have a kitten when I was little that I loved, but I didn't get to keep it very long. So, let's see here. These comments are so sweet. So many of you say the sweetest things. I'm trying to find like the next question. Give me 1 second here. Oh, what's your favorite dance? Okay, so my favorite style of dance is called lyrical. That's my favorite because you can share like a story, emotion through that style of dance. Do you get acrylics or fake nails? Oh, you know what? No, these are actually my real nails. I've never, I think one time in high school I had them for a dance or something like that years ago, but I always just had my natural nails. They're only nice like this because of that nail polish I keep mentioning to you guys called Miracle Nail, but dead serious, it works really well. It's from the Dollar Tree. It's transparent, Miracle Nail. But yeah, my aunt always had really long nails. I think like my nails just grow naturally. Thank God, because of these videos it helps so much. Those are my natural nails. You can see. Let's see here. What inspired you to start a YouTube channel? Again, that will be linked below for that video I made. Let's see here. I'm looking at some questions, and actually these are repeats here, but here's one. What movie or movies do you always have to stop and watch if you see that it's on? Haha. Okay, a movie that I love is Hitch, with Will Smith. That's really, I like that movie. I love chick flicks. I'm a chick flick girl. And I love like mysteries, where you're trying to figure something out and there's like all these puzzle pieces and details, and you've got to figure out like who did what and this and that. One of the funniest movies to me is called The Money Pit. It's from years and years ago with Tom Hanks. I like I laugh so hard that like I start crying. I feel like I'm going to pee my pants when I watch that movie, and I think it's because, you know, nostalgia. When I grew up, I thought it was the funniest thing in the world, and still to this day, if I watch that movie, the scene where like Tom Hanks is like flying down a hill in front of his house in like a barrel, and like he's covered in paint, and I don't know why I found that so funny. I laughed the whole time. Great movie. Really kind of weird, but it's hilarious for a kid, and probably an adult if you've watched it when you were a kid. Okay, let's see. Oh, this person's confused if I'm American or if I'm from England. There have actually been a lot of British people that actually thought I was from England, and I appreciate it so much. I'm not actually British, but I'm so glad that you believed my accent. This is not my real accent. I explained in a video when I first spoke that I love hearing people do a British accent for ASMR videos. It's like, I think it's one of the most relaxing accents for me. And probably, I think for some people, I mean, I don't know if that's true, but I found it very relaxing. Maybe it's just because it's different from my accent, I don't know, but it's a little more sing-songy and a little more restful for me. I happened to do a play when I was younger. I had to speak in a British accent, and I don't know where I figured that out or how I learned it. I just kind of had to do it, and I did. And so I thought it might just be fun to get to do that for these videos, because I have spoken to and heard from people that also experience it's a little more relaxing. It's also kind of like keeps me a little bit more anonymous, so a bunch of reasons, but sorry for those of you that don't like it. I know some of you don't, and I know it sounds like most of you just like hearing whisper videos and are happy to have. A lot of you have said, please do more whisper, more soft-spoken videos, we love them. And then there's like another portion of you that are like, please stop doing these videos where you're talking. I love it, it's so funny. Because some people really just like tapping and scratching. They say that when they hear the words, like they can't watch that video again because they're it's repetitive for them. They're hearing the same message again, which I get. I sometimes experience that after I've watched a video a few times. So anyway, it's so funny. You all have like polar opposite opinions. It's so funny. Yeah, I am American. I am not from England. I just thought this would be fun to do. Let's see. How long have you been doing tap dancing? See, there's so many questions about dancing. I've been doing tap dancing probably about, let me see, I don't know, maybe like 15 years, something like that. And what got you into it? Oh, what got me into it? Into dancing in general? Oh, my mom said that when I was 3 years old, she'd put a song on and I had never heard it before, and I would hit all the beats right on the beat and stop when the music stopped, and she and my grandma would sit there and wonder, how does she know when to stop? So apparently it's just like built into me. I love to dance. My parents both have a lot of rhythm and have danced somewhat, and a lot of music in the blood, you know. So that is, I just did it really naturally. I loved it, and then I started taking classes when I was a bit older, like for formal classes. So yeah, that's it. A lot of people ask me this question: how did you get the channel name ASMRVilla? I chose that name because I felt like a villa was a good picture of like a tranquil, like peaceful, kind of like a spa-like word, like a villa. I don't know, that's what I was thinking. So nothing more than that. Just thought, what can I name it that like gives you a sense of like it's a little community or a place where it's like you're in a big spa and it's restful and lovely and pampering you and that sort of thing. That was what I was going for. Let's see. Oh, what's my favorite hobby? My favorite hobby? That's a good question. Other than dancing, I like watching shows. I like watching shows on Netflix, if that's a hobby. I used to play guitar, and that was like a hobby for me, that I used to play guitar. I haven't gotten a chance to because of that injury, actually. So it's been a good amount of years since then. That's very sad. I played a lot. About 8 years ago, I played a lot. And when I got the injury, that really hurt to play guitar. So yeah, I had to lay off that, and I haven't really gotten back into it since because of that. I did play drums too. So that was a hobby of mine for a while. Not like a drum set, but like a djembe, like a one drum, like an African drum. I think that's it that I can think of right now. Let's see. I think that I'm probably gonna have to say goodnight for now, and I will make more videos answering your questions. I'm probably like 20 questions in. Oh my gosh, this is gonna take a long time, guys. But over time, I'll try and keep answering all your questions. So thanks for listening. I know that was a long video. I hope that you sleep well. Bye bye.